730. I want you to hold on to this number for a second, because it's the whole linchpin of everything we're discussing today. This isn't just some random arbitrary figure. This represents the exact number of extra hours you gain in a single year simply by waking up 2 hours earlier every day.
Seriously, what could you do with 730 extra hours? When you actually do the math on that, it's the equivalent of adding more than 3 entire extra months of 40-hour work weeks to your year. Just imagine that for a second. Having 3 extra months of pure, uninterrupted, highly productive time while the rest of the world is completely distracted and fast asleep. How drastically would that alter your current life trajectory? Well, to answer that, our source text follows the incredible true story of a guy who figured this out the hard way.
Section 1. Trapped in the grind, working hard but going nowhere.
Let's look at the emotional anchor of our story today. Meet Thomas, a 32-year-old night security guard. Thomas lived in a tiny, crumbling one-room apartment. But his biggest problem wasn't just being poor. He felt completely trapped in this painful paradox. You see, he wasn't lazy. In fact, he worked exhaustingly hard. He was walking 4 miles a night on patrol, doing his duty perfectly. But he was working hard in a life that was going absolutely nowhere. He clocked in at 8 p.m., fell into bed at 7 a.m., and slept right through until 4 p.m. He literally felt like he was living backwards, right? Sleeping through the daylight while the rest of the world moved forward, leaving him completely behind. Then, one night during his shift, things finally hit a breaking point. Thomas gets a devastating call. His mother has collapsed from stress and exhaustion. He rushes to her village hospital. And seeing his mom, who had also worked incredibly hard her entire life for pretty much nothing, something inside him just snaps. Standing outside that clinic at exactly 5 a.m. in the quiet dark before dawn, he decides, no more, I'm done. On the bus ride back to town at 6 a.m., he spots a highly successful, wealthy local businessman named Mr. Chun reading peacefully. Shocked to see a millionaire on an early morning public bus, Thomas asks him why on earth he's awake.
Which brings us to the next part, the magic morning hours. Finding time while the world sleeps.
Mr. Chun's response completely upends Thomas's worldview. Upon hearing Thomas's brutal schedule, Mr. Chun just looks at him and hits the nail on the head. He says, "Awake when the world sleeps, asleep when the world works. No wonder you are stuck." Wow. He explained that the hours between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. are literally the magic hours. That's when you can build the exact life you want while everyone else is quite literally still dreaming. No notifications, no meetings, 0 distractions. Your willpower is absolutely at its peak. Then, Mr. Chun sketched out this exact table for Thomas, showing the hard math of what he calls the foundation hours. I mean, 2 hours a day seems pretty small, right? But look at how it snowballs mathematically. 14 hours a week, 60 hours a month, 730 hours a year. Mr. Chun explained it perfectly. He said, life is like a house, and most people are living in a crumbling house because they're too busy just surviving to ever work on the foundation. These morning hours, that is your foundation.
All right, let's get into the actual framework. The 2-hour system, building the foundation of your life. Because let's be real, waking up early means absolutely nothing if you're just gonna lie on the couch doom scrolling. Step 1, from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. is strictly to build skills. You spend this first hour learning something that will directly change your financial situation. For Thomas, it was using free YouTube tutorials to learn Excel and accounting. Step 2, from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. is to build body and mind. 30 minutes of physical exercise, because your body's your vehicle, followed by 30 minutes of reading or planning out your day. It is highly, highly intentional.
But there is a massive catch. 3 rules for success. The non-negotiable terms of transformation.
This mathematical system only works if you commit to the framework protecting it. Rule 1, wake at 5 a.m. every single day, no skipping weekends. Rule 2, sleep by 9 p.m. Yes, I know you might feel like a toddler with a strict bedtime, but you cannot cheat sleep to succeed. True discipline isn't just about setting your morning alarm. It requires protecting your 9 p.m. bedtime just as fiercely. Cut the evening Netflix, skip the scrolling. And rule 3, accept that the first week will be pure physical and mental hell. Your body's gonna fight you every single step of the way. So what happens when you actually do this? The 90-day transformation, from exhausted guard to lead accountant.
Thomas actually accepted Mr. Chun's challenge to do this for exactly 3 months, rearranging his grueling night shift sleep schedule just to make those 5 a.m. hours happen. And the source material maps out this fascinating psychological shift. For the first week, Thomas dragged himself awake in total pain. But after 21 days, the habit simply becomes normal. The intense friction completely disappears. And by 90 days, it no longer feels like something you do. It becomes who you are. It triggers a total identity transformation.
Just look at the timeline of his dedication. Days 1 to 7, pure exhaustion while staring at spreadsheets in the dark. But by day 20, his body adapts. He actually wakes up naturally at 4:58 a.m., 2 minutes before his alarm. He feels incredibly sharp. By day 87, after using those quiet hours to master inventory accounting and literally building a custom spreadsheet for his warehouse, he gets called into the manager's office. He thinks he's fired, but no, he's offered a day shift accounting job, completely doubling his salary.
Fast forward a year later, Thomas was the company's lead accountant. He had moved his mother to a nice apartment and completely paid for her medical care. But guess what? He was still waking up at 5 a.m. When someone asked him why he still did it if he was already successful, Thomas replied with this powerful quote: "Success is not a destination, it is a daily practice." The 5 a.m. habit wasn't just some temporary band-aid to escape poverty, it became the permanent operating system for his entire life.
So, I'm gonna leave you with this final, provocative question. What will you build tomorrow at 5 a.m.? You know, the difference between where you are and where you want to be isn't just about talent or luck, it's about exactly how you use the time when everyone else is sleeping. Are you going to keep hitting snooze? Or are you going to set your alarm tonight, turn off the TV, and take absolute ownership of your morning foundation? The choice is entirely yours.